This is my warm, fuzzy place that, you know, the box of tissues are over there. This is probably one of the nicest dishes that I'll ever get to make for you and share with you. And you know that if I'm making pasta for you, I think you're pretty special.
Oh, thanks, Richo.
Here we go.
Oh,
now,
it's as nice as it will ever get with you.
I love pasta.
I might need the tissues.
Maybe. Now, I'm using pasta flour here, which is Tipo 00. It is a really nice flour, really fine, so it makes a great, strong dough. You can use plain flour if you want, but the Tipo 00 really makes a finishing pasta that is outstanding.
Perfect.
So I'll pop that over here. Now, you can see I've got the flour in the middle here, and I've measured it out. It is exactly 400 grams. Now, I've got 4 eggs here, 400 grams of flour, and 4 egg yolks. Now, if you can grab those eggs there and give them a bit of a crack in the middle.
Yes.
I'll crack a couple as well. And this was my job as a little boy, cracking the eggs. You know what kids are like with eggs?
Yes, I thought there might be more instructions. That's it. Just pop it in.
Just pop it straight in
How
there.
interesting. So you want some white, but not too much white.
Exactly. You want a lot of yolk, and the white helps to give it an extra bit of protein to hold it together.
Okay.
Now, you've got some extra virgin olive oil over there, if you can pick that up for me.
Yes.
And a little bit of salt, just a little drop in the centre there.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit, that's it. A little bit more.
Okay.
That's it. About a teaspoon.
Okay.
Maybe a tablespoon. Pop that over there. And a pinch of salt because we need to have salt in there. Now, you would think if I'm making pasta dough, I'd put it in a machine, bang it around. But this is how we make pasta in the old country.
Nice.
And you can see just with a fork, we just mix it around. And what we do is we incorporate a little bit of the flour as we bring it around and do it nice and gently. And you try and do it so that you don't break the damn wall, because the last thing you want is the egg going everywhere.
Okay.
It's just a matter of bringing...
so a gentle pour.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
How simple is this? And now I'm hoping that once you've seen me do it and seen how, you know, how emotional and how lovely this is, that you might think about doing this at home with your little toddlers. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I will. I just need you there for a little, you know, I need you to bring this nostalgic element.
I mean, once you try it and the kids just say, can you make some more pasta, please, Mum? You'll be making it. And you can see, and this is something that I'd say, you know, all the chefs that I work with, they get in here and they knead it like it's, you know, a big bit of dough. You can't think like that. You've got to think like a little old nonna with gentle little hands, like little fairy hands, bringing it together. That's what you've got to think like.
I love it. I'm right here with you, my friend.
Now, what I do is just gently put this together, and you can see it's really crumbly.
Yes.
And it looks like it's a little bit dry, but believe me, this recipe works every single time. And as you knead it, you just bring in all these crumbs and just push it down like this. Now, while I'm bringing this together, and it just comes together in a minute or so, ricotta cheese, pumpkin, Parmesan cheese, and sage. A little pinch of salt, and I want you to mix it all together, and a little pinch of nutmeg in there. And it comes together as quickly as that.
How easy.
Yeah. We've rolled out the pasta nice and thin. I've used a bit of semolina underneath it. It's like little ball bearings. It sort of stops the pasta from sticking to it. And I've rolled it out so that I can just see my hand underneath it. And that's how I know it's at the right thickness. So we're just going to get into it. And this is how I do ravioli. Every family out there that comes from an Italian background will have their own way of doing it. So this is our way of doing it. This is how you and I do the ravioli. So I'm going to cut that in half there, just slide that over here. And I'm just running my knife down the centre here because we're going to make 2 lines of ravioli. Now, if you pass me the filling there with a little spoon in it, you can see the semolina makes it really easy to move around. Exactly.
Nice.
And what I do is I put a little bit of the filling here in this little spot here. We don't want too much filling. We want about, what's that, half a tablespoon? and we give it a little bit of space in between, like a dat. That's how you say it in Italian.
Okay.
Like a dat. That's how my nonna would say it, like a dat. And then we've got our little brush of water. We're going to pull that out in a second. I'll show you how that is. Oh, you can get ready.
I got excited.
No, get excited.
Okay.
I want you to be ready. I want you to have it all there.
Was this your job with your nonna?
I would do this.
Okay.
This, I find, is a really easy way for doing a fair bit of it. You want a bit of water on there because water makes it stick. Some people use egg, but I think water is probably the best. And then I grab the start of it here, just the top here, and I'll grab that and then bring it over and pinch it. And then move it all the way down here like this.
Okay.
You can do that last bit
Oh,
there.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. Help out, I understand.
Well, you've got to learn. This is how I learned.
Okay.
So you've got all these little pieces here, and then I just grab my little finger like that and see how this one's risen?
Yes.
And I just push it over here like
Oh my gosh, there's a full technique here.
This is a science.
Oh, wow, there seriously is, yes.
And this has been passed on through generation to generation to this very moment where I get to pass it on to you. I believe my great nonna was taught by one of the Roman emperors' nonnas.
Okay.
And then I just cut through the middle here. This is really simple. Sometimes you can use a round cutter, you can use a little fluted cutter, but hey, we're just mucking around.
Just two mates in the kitchen having a crack. Yep.
And I just grab it, make sure there's no little air bubbles in there like that.
Yes.
And that's all you need to do.
Beautiful.
A couple of these ones, we'll do a couple more of these. And then once they're all done, I'll show you how to cook it. Priya, we're ready to go. The ravioli's on the plate there. Now, if you want to make this beforehand, you could put it on a cloth, dust it with flour, and then put the ravioli on there. Put them in the freezer if you want. But there's nothing better than fresh ravioli, ready to go.
Wow.
Smash the garlic with the palm of your hand if you like.
The benefit of a big pour.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or you can slice it nice and thin. My grandfather would do both ways. So that's what we're doing. Into the pan it goes. I've got some prosciutto in there. Always prosciutto in our house. And this is the tail ends. We would slice nice and fine, throw them into the pan. And then for some extra flavour, we'd throw some butter in there as well because butter makes everything taste good. And a good wad of butter just to make it taste even better.
Alrighty.
In that goes, and everything is ready to go. My water's boiling, a couple of leaves of sage, which is one of my favourite herbs, but do be careful of the sage because it is quite powerful.
It is.
That's sizzling away. That won't take long. You can do any sauce you want. This is a quick, simple sauce you can throw together. It's all about the ravioli. Now, pot of boiling water. In goes the salt, about as salty as the Mediterranean Sea. And then in goes the ravioli into the water. So I'll throw a few of these raviolis in here.
So you could have this frozen and then you could pop it into the water and it will be done really quickly if you're having hungry, you know, people are hungry, got to go.
Exactly. What one nonna would do is she would make ravioli all year, like, you know, in the months leading up to Christmas. She would make small batches, put them into the freezer, and by the time we got to Christmas, she would have the full amount in there. And then she would take it out, or my job is to take it out and cook it from frozen. You can see the pan starting to go nice and nutty brown. That's what I'm looking at. And you can see the raviolis coming to the top. It's almost ready to put together. What I like to do is just give it a bit of a stir to make sure it's not stuck on the bottom. And a little trick, if your pasta or your sauce is starting to get a little bit burny, like it's starting to burn go a bit too fast, you can always grab a bit of the water from the pot here.
Yes.
And throw it straight in. Hear that sizzle?
Yeah.
It stops the butter from burning, it stops the prosciutto from going black or the garlic from going too caramelised, and it just gets a little sauce going in the pan.
Yeah, beautiful.
You're loving that,
I'm
aren't you?
loving these little pro tips along the way.
Oh,
loving it.
This is what pasta and Italian cooking is all about. You pass on the recipes and the dishes from one person to another.
Yes.
And you can see it's already come to the top, so it's going to take about another 30 seconds or so to cook. What I like to do is take it out of here at this stage and pop it into the pan.
Oh,
so
nice.
Just for that last minute or so, the ravioli starts to soak up the butter, the oil, the prosciutto, the sage and the garlic.
Obviously, this is a family recipe that's been handed down. You could use olive oil instead, I guess. But look, Who am I to knock a family recipe?
Never knock a nonna's cooking. Never ever do that.
Never would.
Because you'd upset the whole villagers.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
The whole villages
I'm
would come
not
alive.
stupid. Here we go.
Look at that. It's coming together beautifully. You could chuck a handful of parsley in here if you wanted to, but you can see that beautiful butter
Lovely.
sauce. The ravioli soaking everything up. I'm not going to waste any more time.
Oh, good, because I've got a fork at the ready and I've got Parmesan ready to go.
All right, we're ready to pop it in there. In it goes.
So good. The
It does,
sage.
doesn't it?
You're right though. The sage is a really quite a potent flavour. I've got it in my garden. I don't often use it.
People use sage for evil, but I've taught you how to use it for good.
Do
So
they?
feel free to hand me the sage at any time. Look at that. And
Here
a
we
bit of
go.
Parmesan on top.
Oh yes, sorry.
Your
I
master-
got it. Did you see I was drawn to it?
You must have put the cheese on, you know?
that good?
Well, yes. My job was to grate the cheese while the pasta was cooking there.
Okay,
Just
beautiful.
cut that in half like that, and
Yes.
I'll just cut that in half for you. There
Thank
you go.
you.
Have a taste of that.
Thank you, Richo. Very kind.
And I'm just going to grab this other little piece here.
That is very special. I feel very honoured to have shared that recipe with you. That is delicious.
It's simple and easy.
Yeah.
I know it seems like it's hard to make pasta, but I think we've put it together really, really well. And that's a warm, gentle gift, loving gift from me to you.
Thank you, Richo.